tribes of Israel, all 12 of them. You enslaved us, you degraded us, raped our women and our men, stole our history, stole our religion. And now you're trying to steal our lives. But you want us to believe they matter. You can kiss my ass right in the crack.
Mine too.
Me too.
So it's only appropriate, y'all, that we go to the source. For all y'all out here who don't know, this is the birthplace of the Ku Klux Klan. This is where they were born after they were destroyed. Just for you. Everything you've been seeing, the police, discrimination in housing, a fucked up education, fucked up banking system, fucked up politics, are all tied to the KKK. You don't believe that, you don't know shit about this country. So what we gonna do, we gonna pay a visit to their home. Because we ain't talking to the police no more. They just work for the KKK. We ain't talking to the government no more.
That's right.
They are the KKK.
That's right.
We ain't talking to the banks no more. Because they are the KKK. We ain't talking to most white people because y'all are the KKK.
None of them.
Don't tell me that you ain't never been a slave on the motherfucker. I ain't never been a slave.
That's right.
But you riding around in my car.
That's right.
Won't even let me ride in the motherfucker, right? So I'm not talking to them no more. I want the heart of the Ku Klux Klan to hear me no matter where the fuck you are. I'm in your house.
That's right.
Where you at? You made a threat. We don't threaten. We don't scare. Because we don't care.
And we don't fuck around.
You threaten us, we gonna threaten you. You said you gonna start shooting white people at 8 o'clock, we gonna start shooting, black people at 8 o'clock, we gonna start shooting white people at 8:05. Threat, counter threat. Because threats don't mean shit to us. Y'all been threatening us since Birmingham. I ain't seen shit. When it's July the 4th. All you scary ass Negroes that pass that shit around. Look at what the fuck you did. You made blacks come out. I don't see no white militia. So to the boogie boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks. We here. Where the fuck you at? We in your house. Let's go. NFAC, motherfucker.
NFAC.
Black power. Look at what the you did. You made blacks come out. I don't see no white militia. So to the boogie boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks. We here. Where the f you at? We in your house. Let's go. NFAC, mother. NFAC.
Alright, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Harabakakadash. Double honors be to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. What you're witnessing was, I guess they're like the Panther group marching on so-called Stone Mountain, where the KKK was originally founded back in 1915. Had a group of Jakes that decided to march on Esau's territory, which agent provocateurs is somebody that provokes you to do an act illegally. All right, that's against the law. You know, like a lot of times the KKK, Huey P. Newton, those guys, man. And then there was another guy too, Huey P. Newton, and I forgot the other guy. But basically, they infiltrated these particular black organizations and caused them to do acts of what they call terrorism, which led or justified the FBI to take these groups down. And it's no different with the Hebrew Israelites, okay? Because what stood out about this was the fact that he said that they enslaved the children of Israel. Okay, so if I didn't know any better, I would say that was Yohanan and them, but that wasn't UPK. I wouldn't say that was them. They come in that same spirit, but they would have yelled that. But the fact about it is they got these guys, and we said that that'll happen, that doing these Black Lives Matter protests. Don't be surprised if you see a guy out there with a garment on, destroying shit just to be justified on demonizing the truth, coming against this truth to be justified on locking us up and charging us with terrorism. Okay, because that's ultimately Esau. He wants to roll on the prophets, man. All right, he's doing everything he can by sending up these little minions. Okay, these so-called Negroes that's pro-black. All these particular militias, he's setting these particular people up, you know, to come against the system, so to speak, so he could be justified on saying, see, we told you those Israelite guys were militant. But we don't promote violence or anything like that, okay? Because the scriptures say, wait ye upon me, that's how I rise up into the prey. So a lot of times, man, these guys are self-willed, and they go ahead at a token call to carry out their own acts of tyranny, you know, which this is prophesied in the scriptures that it was going to be seditions among men. Okay, so we understand this is prophecy, but overall, you ain't going to catch the prophets out there acting acts of provokes of violence. It's just not going to happen, okay? Because the Lord is going to raise us up to do his bidding. You know, you're going to know when the Lord raises us up and be those Superman. It's going to be undeniably present. All right, it's to the point that you won't be able to deny what's happening before your face once the Lord, you know, rains his spirit down upon us. Okay, because the men of the Lord, we're going to have a glow to us. Like a brother broke down, he had a dream. The bro had a dream, and he was saying that how he had a vision or a dream that how he was facing this big Captain America, this big Broly Edomite. He said he was about the size of Shaq, and he said, you know, he kept confidence in the Lord. And overall, man, he had to overcome this guy, man. But he said this guy was huge. He was humongous, man, to the point he was like, how the hell I'm gonna beat this dude? You know, guys like 10 times bigger than him. But he said, hey, he trusted in Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai to, you know, fight his battle. So there you go, you know. So we're gonna have faith in the Lord to raise us up. But you ain't gonna catch us out there with no M16s or no machetes or no pocket knives or no throwing knives out there trying to march on Esau. No. Okay, because this is a game of cat and mouse. It's like when you corner the cat, it's gonna attack. And that's basically what Esau is gonna do. He's gonna try to corner us, and that's when the Lord gonna lift that standard up against him. All right. So these particular miracles, they're coming. You know, even if brothers don't see any type of sign of miracles, they're coming. You just gotta believe that. All right, because hey, Esau, he's hurt, man. He's getting hurt. His butt hurt, and he's making his moves. But this is carnal, all right. And a lot of these guys that you saw in this video, they're really of the 2/3, because if you go back into the time of the besiege of Jerusalem and doing a taxing, all right, you had what they called the zealots, okay, from Eleazar. You had you had what's the other guy's name? You had Theudas during the time of the taxing, that he went against the Roman Empire because he didn't want to pay tribute or taxes, and they got a bunch of Israelites to rebel against the government, and ultimately the Roman government put an end to them because they didn't operate with Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai, he said, render unto Caesar what's Caesar's. You know, because Jacob was tired of being oppressed, and they didn't want to wait on the Lord. So they got carnal and recruited other Israelites, you know, and the Israelites that wasn't with the shit, ultimately they got killed. by the zealots, you know. So, hey, it's the same thing here. You know, these guys are raising up, whether they Black Panthers or whatever particular militia group that they may claim or represent. Hey, Lord, how about you? Shah is doing everything in his time. You know, and like the brother broke down in his vision, he said, look, it ain't going to be just one battle. You know, it's not going to be just one battle. He said, we're going to have many battles that we're going to have to overcome. It's like when you play that game, Mortal Kombat, and you put it on the hardest level. I think it's like Champion or Master 2. The ladder gets longer and longer, and it's opponent after opponent. You know, that's just a carnal way of thinking about it, but we're going to have a hell of a battle we're going to have to fight. And through the spirit, but how about you, Shah, we will endure. Okay? So keep that in mind, brothers. This is not time to get carnal. Stay spiritual. They're going to have to roll on us before we make our move. Because if you go ahead of the token call, then the Lord, he can give you over to that reprobate spirit. Before you know it, you out here toting guns and showing knives and going to the gun range, which you go to the gun range, that's your business, okay? But you don't publicize that. You know, you don't put it on YouTube and put it under your title, whatever camp you're from. You don't do that. That's how you become a target. You know, if you go to the gun range with some guys, that's your business. If you go crossbow hunting and shooting, that's your business. It's not a sin, but like I said, you don't ultimately want to promote that image upon the flock, thinking that this is some type of militant movement, because though we're a spiritual army, we're not militant, we're not carnal, okay? We ain't walking around here with shoulder pads on and knee pads and bulletproof vests. Why? Because we got faith, okay? We got faith in Yahweh Shah, all right, and confidence in him, okay? We keep that faith in Yahweh Shah. All right, so this is the book of 2 Corinthians 10:1. It says, now I, Paul, myself beseech you by the meekness and gentleness of the anointed, who in presence am base among you, but being absent am bold towards you. But I beseech you that I might not be bold when I am present, with that confidence wherewith I think to be bold against some, which think of us as we walk according to the flesh. It says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. And these guys are warring after the flesh, because ultimately their pride is hurt. And that's, you know, average. That's you know, that's normal for men in general, because off the back, if a man say something to you, you're going to want to defend yourself against it, because they're just a man, you know. Tempers flare, and then, you know, the dominance kicks in, you know. Bro, you ain't just let nobody say nothing to you any kind of way or try to mistreat you, you know. But it says here, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, okay? So we ain't out here with guns. We ain't out here with M80s and with M16s and stuff like that, machetes, swords. All right, people say, well, y'all nigga, y'all weak. Y'all gonna let the white man do what he want to do. No, it's not the fact that we're afraid or we're weak, anything like that, because it's easy for us to march in the street with guns and be militant. That's easy to do. But like they say, the loudest one in the room is the loudest. The loudest one in the room is the weakest. Okay, and you guys are making a lot of noise, and when Esau pull out them weapons on you, that's when you're gonna start crying and flailing like women, you know. All that tough guy talk, all that tough act, all that bullshit you niggas are doing, hey man, that ain't gonna amount to nothing, okay? But we understand that this is the spirit of the Lord raising up racial tensions between Jacob and Esau, because Jacob's headed with your shit. The Most High headed with your shit, Esau. We've headed with your shit. All right, we're sick and tired of you devils, man. You know, it's to the point, man. Like, every time I see this guy upstairs, I want to beat the shit out of him. Like, shit, it would have went there today, you know, but you know, the guy's leaving, he's moving out, you know, he's getting evicted, you know, finally. So we're just like, all right, man, I ain't got to do nothing to you. But, you know, hey, the spirit have it to go how it's going to go. But other than that, he's going to have to, you know, make the move, you know, or ultimately be of some type of threat, you know. That way things will be justified, okay? Because if you go ahead of the game, you know, like these guys are doing, you'll get yourself in some shit, all right? But it says here, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, which is these, you know, these Christians, these doctrines of Vocab Malone, Esau mainly, you know, and bring into captivity every thought to the obedience of the anointed, okay? But the point I made was the fact that our weapons are not carnal, okay? So we supposed to wait on the Most High, but nonetheless, you know, you guys do what y'all do, because hey, y'all ain't doing nothing but fulfilling prophecy anyway, all right? So hey, we ain't gonna tell you not to do it. We just gonna tell you that it's off according to the scriptures, because you're gonna do it anyway, you know. So anyway, this is the book of Zephaniah 3:8. It says, wait, therefore wait ye upon me, says Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. That's right, the Lord said wait upon him. But you guys, you lose patience because in your mind said the Lord is taking too long. You know, and it does seem like it's drawn out, but everything is done in its appropriate time. It says here, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth should be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Okay, so hey, the Lord is going to handle the battle. He's going to do it supernaturally through these storms, these events, and he's going to raise up his hunters, which is us, the hopeful elect, to do his bidding, man. It's just a matter of time. You just got to let Esau make his move, then the Lord got us. All right, because you don't want to be like this example here in the book of Acts, the 5th chapter, during the time of the taxing. Through this rose up, and I believe like 400 men would put it naught. Okay, so this is the book of Acts 5, and I'm gonna start at verses let's start at verses 35. It says, and he said it to them, ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves what ye intend to do as to touching these men. Okay, and this was talking about I believe James, or it was talking about John, and it was John, and I think it was Peter, if I'm not mistaken. All right, but nonetheless, I believe they was in prison, and then they wanted to put hands on him because they was teaching in the name of Yahweh Shai, and they told him stop doing that. Okay, but it says here, ye men of Israel, take heed unto yourselves that you intend to do as touching these men. It says, for before these days rose up Judas, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves. So they got a militia, 400 men. All right, you call them the zealots. All right, and it says, who was slain, and all as many as obeyed him was scattered and brought to naught. So they followed this guy, and then it came to naught. Okay, and after this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing, and drew away much people after him. He also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed. Okay, so once they killed him, hey, they just scattered like roaches. Okay, because hey, they went ahead of the time. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it. Lest happily ye be found even to fight against the Most High. So our counsel ain't going to get overthrown. Okay, you Edomites counsel, and you 2/3, this counsel is going to get overthrown. But us here in the truth that's teaching the sincere doctrine and following the scriptures, we okay. We going to be all right, man. You know, we just got to believe that. And like the brother said, yeah, you're going to have a lot of anxiety. You're going to have close calls. But overall, the spirit you will endure. All right. But anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball.